There was a plan after slavery to maybe replace the slaves with Chinese contract labor. But it didn't quite work out because as the plantation owners learned, the Chinese contract labor really wanted to adhere to the letter of their contract. And when they found that the conditions were not to the letter of the contract, they striked. And they protested, and that's when the plantation owners realized, oh well, these Chinese are really asserting their rights, unlike the slaves did in many instances, and so then they just put a kibosh on that whole plan. In one instance, the Chinese workers took their labor agent hostage in protest for better conditions. The cartoon format was really the idea of the Historical Society. And I think it was really a way of making this very comprehensive exhibit more personal for people, and so that everyday people can also relate. The other reason is that you could tell the story in a very accessible way through a graphic novel form.
Does this tell the story of your family history here?
This graphic novel tells the story of 100 years of my family history, starting with what I learned was my grandfather's first trip to the United States in 1913. So, and then it goes through my family coming here, the next generations, my uncles and my father, and then down through the present day, with my sister and myself being born in the United States. And then it ends with a trip we took in 2011 to find my grandfather's village in China.
Well, how did you feel then? What were your feelings when you went back to China?
My sister and I were really amazed, and I think we were really humbled by the experience to really see the meager means of that community where my ancestors originated, and to know that they had the grit to pull themselves out of there and to build a life here. And I just can't imagine what it would be like to really come from that community and be able to imagine a world that is larger than that. So it was extremely humbling.
Well, how was your family chosen, your family history chosen for this exhibit?
When the Historical Society was starting to think about planning for this exhibit, they had heard through mutual friends that I had a fairly rare artifact, which is a family coaching book. And that coaching book was used by many immigrants to study up for the intense interrogations they would go through in immigration. And many families who have these coaching books had destroyed them, because if you were caught with one, it could have been grounds for deportation, because you would have been accused of cheating. For some reason, my family still had one, and I found it when my mother passed away, and it was tucked inside her safe deposit box next to her valuable jewelry. So that was a clue that was important. When I came into the Historical Society with the coaching book, because they wanted it for display, very few of them are known to still exist. We started talking, and they learned about my family story, and also that my family kept many, many documents and had lots of photographs and other kinds of artifacts. And that's when the idea developed. They wanted to use our family story as the typical Chinese-American family story. And as I tell everybody today, if my mother were still alive, she'd be both thrilled and horrified.
Is that coaching book here? Displayed here?
The coaching book is displayed here.
Oh.